Oscar Piastri, you have just opened a whole can of worms. Guys, it gets real. Hello guys, welcome to the Racer Roundtable. Hope you're all doing well. And Oscar Piastri announced that he's not driving for Alpine. Flat out refused. After just hours after Alpine announced him as their driver for 2023, partnering Esteban Ocon after Alonso just ditched them, he comes out and tweets this: I understand that without my agreement, Alpine F1 have put out a press release late this afternoon that I am driving for them next year. This is wrong, and I have not signed a contract with Alpine for 2023. I will not, and I repeat, I will not be driving for Alpine next year. Based on that tweet, he believes he has no contractual obligation to drive for Alpine. So I'm going to give you my analysis and reaction of the situation. I doubt any of us here are legal experts, but we can kind of get the gist of what is going on. We cannot make a 100% bona fide judgment until everything's been decided, whether it goes to court or not. Look, from my understanding, this is what's happened. Alpine, as of the Hungarian Grand Prix weekend, believed that Alonso would stay on with the team. Now, they offered him a 1-year contract, but he wanted a 2-year contract. But despite that, they still believed that he would stay on, even if it was just for 1 year. However, turns out he's been having negotiations with Aston Martin this whole time, maybe for a week or two, and he's just accepted the offer and he's gone to Aston Martin. Didn't even tell Alpine. They found out on Monday that he was leaving Alpine through the press release that Aston Martin released. So they're going to feel scorned. And now they've just rushed to announce Piastri because their plans was Alonso is staying on. Piastri, since we can't give you a seat, you can try and find an agreement with someone else because we can't guarantee you a seat. We can't give you a seat. So you can go to Williams, you can go to McLaren, you could go to whoever else. Whoever's offering you a seat, you can go there, we'll allow you. The tables have turned. Alonso's betrayed them effectively in their eyes. And Piastri has already got a pre-contract agreement with McLaren, apparently. He's already got a pre-contract agreement. So he's basically got 2 contracts now. And he believes the original one with Alpine, which states that he is contractually obligated to drive for the team if they offer him a seat. He believes that that contract is negligible now. It cannot apply to him because they allowed him to sign a pre-contract agreement with McLaren. So that original agreement or whatever doesn't count in his eyes because he has a contract with McLaren. He's going to drive for McLaren, replacing Daniel Ricciardo, and McLaren have basically got him in the wings. He's basically going to be announced, hopefully for McLaren in the coming weeks or so. But Alpine see it differently. So because Alonso has left, despite Piastri signing a pre-contract agreement with McLaren, they're saying, no, our original agreement still stands. You cannot sign for McLaren. That contract agreement you have with McLaren is no longer applicable. You have to come back with us. You have a contractual obligation. So I think this is what's happened. A misunderstanding has happened. A massive misunderstanding, a colossal misunderstanding that affects a lot of drivers who are out of a race seat next season. So before I go further, let me know who you think is in the wrong based on my analysis of what's potentially happened. I could be completely wrong and something else has happened, but let me know what you think. Do you think Piastri is in the wrong for flat out rejecting Alpine's announcement and saying that, no, I'm not signing for Alpine? That's completely incorrect. Or are you on Alpine's side saying, we still have a contract with you, you have to accept our contract because that was the agreement, and you're in the wrong? So whose side are you on? Alpine, the institution, or Piastri, the young buck, the most in-demand young driver in motorsport right now? Who's your pick? But next thing I'm going to talk about is Alpine. Because Alpine, not only have you lost Fernando Alonso because you refused to give him a 2-year contract, and by the way, Alonso again has proven that he has that side to him where he will just leave. He will just reject you. Like, he will just leave without even telling you, with no respect, he'll just leave. He's done that. He's shown them yet again that he's just gone. He had an agreement with McLaren to join McLaren for the 2007 season in 2005, I think. He had a discussion with Ron Dennis after he won the championship in 2005 that for 2007 he'll join McLaren. I don't know if Renault knew about that, but it ended up happening. This guy thinks a bit long term, but also makes some stupid decisions. He has the highest IQ on the grid in terms of racecraft and finding loopholes in the rules. But when it comes to choosing teams, this guy is hopeless. So we'll see if the Aston Martin move is another colossal L for Alonso in terms of driver moves. But he has left them in the dark. He has left them looking funny in the light. Alpine are looking stupid because who are people going to believe? Oscar Piastri, who, again, the announcement by Alpine, there was no quote by Oscar Piastri included in any announcement. Oscar Piastri didn't tweet anything, didn't acknowledge it. He probably took out some time when he found out. He probably got told by Mark Webber or someone else, like, have you signed for Alpine? And they go like, no. So he's probably taking some time, talk to Mark Webber, talk to whoever else to decide the next best steps. And I guess this tweet is the next best step for him right now until something better comes along. Whether that's an announcement of an agreement with McLaren, maybe even Williams, whoever it is. This could get really messy because this is potential grounds for a court case right now. Let's say it's McLaren. McLaren could get sued, or Piastri could get sued, or both could get sued by Alpine. And they will be trying to prove in a court of law that the contract agreement that Alpine have with Oscar Piastri still stands. Now, again, we're not legal experts, but to be honest, I don't know how to feel about this. Any seat in F1 is very, very, very valuable. Whether you're in the best team or the worst team, is very valuable because you're going to be considered as one of the best 20 drivers in the world. And Oscar Piastri is potentially throwing it away. Because again, relations with Alpine are going to sour. They're really going to sour. He clearly sees McLaren is a better opportunity than Alpine, despite Alpine having nurtured him. They've had him in their driver academy for years, developed him, spent time and resources and support during his junior categories career. And now he's just thrown it away, thrown it into their face, and he wants McLaren. So guys, it gets real. It gets real. Guys, the gravity of the situation. Ricciardo's in the lurch now because if Piastri has a pre-contract agreement with McLaren, Ricciardo's out the door. He is. I don't know if he stays within the McLaren team or he goes to Alpine. Look, Ricciardo can still do a job. It's just that the McLaren doesn't suit him at all and he hasn't been able to adapt. Guys, Oscar Piastri has opened a can of worms. It's deep. It's really deep. Again, you could consider that this is Alpine's fault because they could have tried to find Piastri a seat in F1 or maybe in a different category just to have at least some further development, further racing, instead of sitting a year out doing pretty much nothing. This could have all been avoided, but they went for Alonso instead of who is old and has ended up betraying them over Piastri. Guys, I'm going to say it again. It gets real. It gets real. Who's going to win out on this? Because again, the next few days are going to be crucial. We might see just a massive onslaught of news about driver transfers, all sorts of things. Mick Schumacher apparently spoke to Alpine. Daniel Ricciardo's apparently spoken to Alpine. There's all sorts of news going on. This will be the biggest silly season, the silliest silly season in F1 history. Guys, let me know what you think. Shocking news. People congratulating Oscar Piastri on the move. Turns out he had no idea about this announcement. And this all started with Sebastian Vettel's retirement. I think he announced it on Thursday. All started then. And it's had a massive knock-on effect. So guys, it gets real. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Oscar Piastri, you best hope that you have a solid case. Or you may find yourself in a toxic situation at Alpine where they do not trust you and they feel scorned by you. And you feel scorned by them. So guys, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Adios. Goodbye.